Okay, let's try this again. This is a video about, this is my first, I don't even know what to call it now, noteworthy student videos. It's about Erin. I'm going to try to gloss over some of the introductory details and get to the important part, the reason why I'm including this. This is probably the first full year I coached, the first summer I coached. I was asked by a coach I didn't have any previous knowledge of, never heard of or seen or knew, to choreograph a solo for one of her students named Erin. It was a Beetlejuice solo. She was, I'm going to say preliminary, maybe junior bronze, but I'm thinking preliminary because I don't think she had mastered an axel yet. She was at the point where she was starting to do axels and getting excited about it. So I did the solo for her in the summer, and it worked really well. We all liked the solo, so the coach asked me to continue with her in her home club all winter. At the time, I did. I can't remember if it started as 1 day a week or 2. I'm thinking it was 2 days a week right off the bat. It was about an hour drive to her club, so she drove every day, picked me up. And the first, their fall-winter session was about 6 months. So for the first 6 months, she had about 7 or 8 students. We kind of evenly split the lessons between the 7 or 8 students. And by the end of that, Erin was landing an axel, double sow, double toe. None at national quality. I think the axel was fairly consistent. I'm going to call it 100% consistency, but I could be wrong about that. She was certainly landing it most of the time. Double sow, double toe were not consistent or good quality, and they had started doing lessons on loop, double loop, which is how the other coach introduced double loops, which I'd never run to. I thought that was very, very strange. But whatever, I was new to coaching, so I wasn't going to question a whole lot. And then at the end of that, for spring school, this coach would send her to another coach that I also worked with. I don't think that year though. For like 2 months for spring, and then go to the Nova Scotia Training Center for summer. I believe in summer or spring, I either choreographed new solos for her or did dance partnering with her, but I can't be sure. I don't remember the solo she did after the Beetlejuice solo. So the following, I'm going to say October, I started working with her again. At this point, the head coach, who I'm not supposed to name, and hopefully I won't, I'll have to figure out some way to edit it out, because I'm not going to redo this video again by accidentally mentioning her. This coach was, not really a competitive coach, not very experienced, had never taught kids to do double jumps, was really just entering coaching and was looking to do it more often, more frequently as more of a full-time job, which is why she hired me, because she was hoping she could take on more students and get more going for her, get more business going. Plus, I did choreography, which most people hired a separate choreographer. I did dance partnering and dance teaching, which she did. I filled in a bunch of gaps that she needed. And then, for some reason, there's people waving to me next door. I don't know why. And then, so she gradually kind of had me doing longer and longer and more lessons with Erin, and she was doing less and less. It got to the point where I think I was the only one teaching her jumps, and I wasn't even following any instruction from the head coach. I was just organizing it all myself from day to day. And at the time, for me, that kind of meant just kind of jaggedly showing up. I didn't really think about it before I showed up, so I would show up, go on the ice, do a lesson, and think, okay, where were we last time, and kind of muddle through it. It was all very muddled and unorganized, and not really a central thread of vision going through her training at the time. But from, I'm going to say November, I started giving her virtually all her jump lessons, to March, which is about 5 months. She the way we kind of worked on it is I started first. I knew I didn't like her axle. It wasn't national level quality. It was inconsistent. It was small. It was weak. So the first thing I tried to do was expand the axle speed and size, and basically make it and flow and arc and make it a national level jump. And that started coming fairly quickly. And then we went to double sow and tried to do the same thing because she was landing it, just trying to make it better quality. And then double toe, better quality. I don't remember having to fix her takeoff on the double toe, which seems odd to me because I've had to do that many, many times. So she must have either been taught correctly by her other coach, or during summer school, or during spring school, or maybe the previous year I had seen it a few times. But whatever it was, I don't remember having a big struggle dealing with her double toe. And during all this, we were starting to work with double loop, trying to get her to land double loops. And the way the muddling through kind of worked is I would start with the double loop, try to get her to do, make big changes, obvious changes to land the double loop. And when she first landed a jump, she was kind of a workhorse, so she would really try and get it pretty quick. And when she landed the jump, it was usually fairly poor quality. Not necessarily cheated, but it was never 100% consistency. It was usually poor quality. And then I would start introducing the next jump, so a flip, while trying to introduce more quality issues and consistency issues. Well, I assume the two go together. You make the technique better, the quality better, and the consistency is just going to get better, so it kind of goes together. And then after she started landing a flip, which I remember was terribly inconsistent, like 20-30% for the first few weeks at least. But the double loop at that point had gotten up to the point where it was virtually 100% consistent and really good quality, and we started double Lutz. She started landing double Lutz fairly quickly, but it was kind of on the wrong edge and had that weird kick behind when you pick, and a whole bunch of obvious technical problems. But she was landing it, so whatever. But again, fairly bad consistency, 20-30-40%. So I got to the point where I was deconstructing it and reconstructing it. Meanwhile, the flip was coming together. And while I was deconstructing the Lutz and reconstructing it, we started double axles. Now, I only got to about, I'm going to say 4 or 5 lessons on double axle with her over about 3 weeks. Because remember, I'm working on multiple projects at the time. I'm still trying to keep her axle double sow, double toe national quality. Her double loop is national quality. I want to make sure it stays there. I'm trying to get the double flip sorted out so it's more consistent in national quality. The double Lutz, I'm trying to get it on the right edge with the right quality. So now I'm trying to introduce the double axle, and pretty good. We got it in a backspin pretty quickly, fully rotated on one foot. I believe her arc, though, was straight up and down, so she would fall pretty hard straight down and collapse her legs right under her. So we had a few issues with the arc. Meanwhile, I think the flip was sorting itself out and getting good, so that was coming out of the rotation, and I started to put in triple sow into the rotation. And triple sow, she was like 12, 13 at the time. We started triple sow. It was actually the first jump we did together and maybe this is because of the previous work I was doing, but the quality of it was good right off the bat. It had great arc, great speed, great height. I believe she never quite rotated it. We only had 2 lessons on it. But it was really nice. It looked like a triple sow. It was nice and big and flowing. She was in a nice backspin. She had nice flow on the landing, but she, of course, wiped out because she was not rotating it. But that was the first jump that we did that was kind of well done right from the beginning. Which was, and this is, remember, as much as the other coach had me doing jumps because she didn't have the experience teaching this stuff, didn't have the confidence